What is going on, guys? Unfortunately, my car is a little messed up. Basically what's going on is that I started it and it was misfiring and I was freaking out. I was like, what the heck's happening? My car was shaking like crazy. And as you guys know, I installed a catless downpipe. So I already had my check engine light on as it was. So I really wasn't sure what was going on. So I grabbed my OBD2 scanner and it said cylinder 2 and 3 misfire. I really hope this fixes the problem because I was really worried. My fuel economy has been okay. Like when I drive like normally, it's been fine. So I don't know why an ignition coil would go out so suddenly like this, but 2 of them at the same time, I don't really know. I hope this fixes the problem. I ordered the ignition coils from FCP Euro. Huge shout out to them. They have an amazing lifetime warranty on all of their parts and all of their things that they sell. Basically, whenever I'm done with these ignition coils or whenever I need to replace them, I never have to pay for them again. I just send them back to FCP Euro and they'll send me new ones. So that's pretty sick. I have a main engine component in the electrical system that I can have for free, and that is OEM for the rest of my life and the rest of this car's life, which is pretty sick. If you guys want to know where you can buy these, I'll leave a link down below in the description. The ignition coils for this process works for BMW 328i. That's what this one is, a 328i X-Drive. X-Drive or not, doesn't matter, same procedure. It is an N20/N26 motor procedure. So mine in the car, in the video right now and inside of the car is an N26. The process is pretty much the same. In terms of tools, all you really need are your hands and basically something like a screwdriver so you can stick it through the clip of the ignition coil so you can have some leverage to pull it out if you can't pull it out without it. But aside from that, that's really all you need for tools. The install is really easy compared to my sister's car where you had to take off the cabin filter and the little bar thing under the cabin filter. On this car, it's a lot easier. You just take the engine cover off and the rubber, and that's really it. So yeah, let's dive right into this and hopefully this fixes my car. I suggest a pair of gloves if you are working on a hot engine. My car's been sitting for a little while, so I'm gonna be okay, but I would recommend a pair of gloves. First thing that you wanna do is just take off this engine cover. It's held by 4 clips. I think they're like here, 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 and here, something like that. Just try to be gentle, nothing crazy. Just pull up firmly and it'll pop right out of place. I've done this like so many times. Go ahead and put that to the side. Once you've got the engine cover off, go ahead and take off this rubber thing. I don't know why this is here, but just go ahead and take that off. So as you can probably tell, if some of you are just like all over the place, like you don't know what's going on, these are the ignition coils of the motor. There's 4 of them because there's 4 cylinders. We're gonna replace all 4 of these. I'm gonna show you guys how to replace this first one, and basically the process is the same for all these 3. So I'm just gonna show you guys the first one, and then we're gonna see if the car starts up and runs all right. I'm really worried. I really hope it works, but yeah, let's go ahead and grab something so we can pull off this ignition coil. Now, in order to take off the first ignition coil, go ahead and unclip this clip right here. Pull up. I know you'll hear a bunch of weird clicks and you'll think that you're breaking it, but you're not. This plug will come out. Go ahead and pull that off, put it to the side. And now is when you bring your leverage thing to pull this off. I'm gonna try with my bare hand first, see if that works. Oh, yep, it did. I didn't need it. I guess I'm strong. Yeah, that's really it. That's how you take off the ignition coil. If you guys are wondering why I'm not changing my spark plugs, it's because I did them literally 3,000 miles ago. I never got a chance to film it. I wish I did, but I didn't. But next time I change those out, I will definitely film it. But that's basically where your spark plug is. It's all the way down in the cylinder hole. But after you pull this off, go ahead and grab your new ignition coil, and I'll show you guys how to put that in. So these are basically an exact replacement. I'm gonna leave a link to this website called Real OEM Parts in the description, so you guys can basically type in the last 7 digits of your VIN and know exactly what ignition coil is sitting in your car, or any other BMW for that matter. That's the best way to figure out and best way to make sure and ensure that you have exact replacement. So I know you guys probably won't be able to see, but this thing right here needs to line up with this cutout right here. Make sure this pushes down all the way, because if you don't, you might not have a good connection with the spark plug, or you just might not have a good solid placement on the ignition coil, and then you will still misfire. If you're just doing maintenance, you may just end up starting a whole new issue on your hands, which is basically misfiring, and that's just, it's not a good time the way the car shakes. So after you've pushed this in all the way, go ahead and plug it in all the way in as much as you can go. Make sure it's in, and then go ahead and push this clip down. Once that's in, that's basically how you change the ignition coils. Now we're gonna go ahead and do that with the other 3. For that last one, I should probably point out that the ignition coils are kind of like made of rubber, this part, so it's really forgiving. So it's okay to kind of just like turn it and try to pull it out like at an angle, because that's really the only way without removing this piece. So that's pretty much what you're gonna have to do, is just try to like work your way around it and have some patience. Okay, so we got basically all 4 of our new ignition coils in. I cannot stress this enough, just make sure these plugs are plugged in, otherwise you will start misfiring. But as long as those are plugged in and you feel like everything's in securely, go ahead and move the engine cover like away for a sec, so then you can just start up the car. Do not put this back on immediately, because then you just have to deal with taking it off again in case we have an issue. So we're just gonna take this off really fast, and then we're gonna go inside of the car and hope for the best. So yeah, I'm honestly scared. Please don't do what you were doing before. I fixed it. That is so relieving. There's no better feeling than figuring out what's wrong with your car. Because I know a year ago from today, I probably would not have been able to do this. Oh my God, that's a good feeling. Being able to fix it yourself, that is a great feeling. So now let me show you guys how to take the engine cover and put it right back on where it belongs. I just noticed after I just revved the car a couple times and let it sit and let it idle, it's idling a lot like better now. Like it's like chill, you know, like even before it was misfiring, like before it started, the idles were, you know, the car was like, it was shivering always, and like, you know, cars do that when it's cold out, and like in the summer it barely did that, but it would still be shaking for the most part. Now it's like still, it's like rock solid. So if you're looking to do this for just 200 bucks, it's good for preventative maintenance, it's good for your fuel economy, it solves everything. But basically, let me just quickly get this cover back on and then I'll talk to you guys more about this. Now putting the rubber piece on can be a little tricky, but it's just a matter of making sure this thing lines up with this and this thing lines up with that. Once you got that down, get it in there. It's, you know, very forgiving. Just keep pushing it in, you'll figure it out. It'll all line up, and that's basically it. And now for the cover, just make sure the lines, those things line up there. Make sure the oil cap is where it belongs. Make sure everything's like where it's supposed to be, and then start pushing. Otherwise, you're just gonna end up breaking those little tabs or those pins, whatever they are, that hold down the engine cover. Boom, and just like that, the car is fixed. I'm super excited. I'm glad that I was able to fix my car. It's a great feeling, because I was honestly confused. I know I did it once for my sister's car, but that was a little bit different. I had Mike's help. This time I didn't really have Mike's help, so I feel great. But anyways, really easy install. As you guys saw, it barely took tools. It literally just took my hands the whole way, and it fixed the car. Now I can drive it to work and stuff. That's really it for this video. Huge shout out to FCP Euro for helping me out with the Ignition Coils, even though this video is not sponsored by them or that I paid full price for it. I'm just saying thank you for sending them so fast. I know probably nobody from FCP Euro is watching this, but how do you guys feel about this install? I know it's pretty easy. It's fun to do it. It's a good first like DIYer type, you know, if you're first trying to like get into working on your own car, it's a good way to start. You know, it's pretty easy, nothing too complex, especially on this car. It's very easy compared to the E90. Follow me on Instagram if you guys want to get spoilers on videos. I'll leave it on the bottom of the screen right here. But that's really it for this video, guys. I bundled up a lot, so I'm not talking very fast like I was in my last video. I was editing that shit and I was like, whoa, I'm talking faster than Busta Rhymes. Like, what is going on right now? I was talking way too fast. If you guys are wondering why I was talking so fast, it was because I wanted to rush inside to the car with the heating. So I like triple layered up, and now I'm good. I should probably do this every time. I don't know why I didn't do this from the jump. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Peace out.